Don't send a barrel to Jamaica. If you don't understand the cultural significance of barrel, of sending money home, just don't do it. I remember when I was struggling with my son many years ago, and literally, barrel saved my life. That barrel saved me sometimes like 6 months on a supermarket bill. Sometimes I was in such desperate need. At the $50 a Western Union make me eat. You understand me? Sometimes when the rent need to pay, and sometimes I'll when I back to school.
So this is what it's like to live a foreign and have family back home asking for money and you're not have it. Last year.
Darling, big dirty white girl pussy where you have a sucker foreign, dirty lesbian, bumbo hole, you know, you check 7 on no. Fire for pussy hole, you know. Yeah. And keep your things, cause y'all get fucked. Better live a blood clot foreign.
That's what it's like.
Dear immigrants, stop sending your money back home for these 3 things. You are being played for a fool. Let me say this loud for the ones in the back. If you are an immigrant working your butt off in a foreign country, do not send your money back home for these 3 things unless you are ready to be disappointed, broke, or both. 1. Building a house. Unless you trust that person with your life, do not send them a dime. They will take your hard-earned cash, build something cheap, half done, or not at all, and swear they did you a favor. You will end up paying the cost of 2 houses for a shock you never asked for.
So I'm pretty sure by now all of you guys have seen the video with that Jamaican lady complaining of fine art and she never get forgot on a vacation and this and that. And honestly, I feel bad fearing about me tell about some of them old time Jamaican. Yeah, I feel like I feel with generation I break the curse here. Them take all of them money and them send it to Jamaica. Then we live the worstest life of foreign. And them family at Jamaica live the best life. Every week or every bi-week as the pay drop in a them checking account, them take half it send gang at Jamaica. Everybody have them responsibility, auntie, uncle, cousin, granny, everybody. And them pack 1 million barrel and them look. And I know whatever it is, oh yeah, it's goodness of them art. Because them they are foreign and them feel bad for the family, them where they're Jamaican poor. But me tell us something, me see whole heap of people do it and them not get nothing out of it.
Your family back home is bleeding you dry and they don't feel guilty about it. You ever send money for someone's school fees only to find out it went to a party, or wire funds to build a house, fly home years later and find nothing but excuses and empty land? Right now, thousands of Jamaicans, Nigerians, Ghanaians and Caribbean migrants are working themselves to the bone. Double shifts, missed meals, no sleep, just to send, like just to hear, send a little something. But here's what nobody is saying about this. Most of them regret every dollar they sent. Because the problem is not generosity. It is the guilt, the betrayal, and the system that tells us love means going broke for people who won't even help themselves. Today we're going to be breaking down this curse. Stay with me. I have a couple of clips, the people giving their testimonials about it, and then I'll be back to discuss everything with you.
Don't send a barrel to Jamaica. If you don't understand the cultural significance of barrel, of sending money home, just don't do it. I remember when I was struggling with my son many years ago, and literally, barrel saved my life. That barrel saved me sometimes like 6 months on a supermarket bill. Sometimes I was in such desperate need. At the $50 a Western Union make me eat. You understand me? Sometimes when the rent need to pay, and sometimes I'll when I back to school and you're so desperate and you get on the phone and you want to beg the $100 and you go around so many corners because you want to beg the $100 but you don't know how to beg the $100 because embarrassment will kill you. You understand me? But at $100 there, keep the roof over your head for another month. You understand me? I remember that. This whole culture of sending barrel back home came about because as a community, we sacrificed and invested so that some of our relatives could get a ticket, could pay for the visa fees and buy a ticket. You understand me? And we help them get on their feet so that they could go abroad. And when them in a position and I make a little money, then yes, the expectation is that then they would then turn around and help us. You understand? Sometimes it's the breadwinner of the family who left their children, as it was the case in my family, that my mother had to leave her children in the care of the community and go overseas. You understand me? Come to America to try to make it. And the struggles that she went through when she initially came here. You understand? And made sure that at home, not just us, but the community that we were in were okay. See, I understand that there are a lot of people nowadays who have the expectation that they should not work and that, you know, the barrel must come and the money must come. I understand that and I'm not discounting that. I feel like some of us, when we move into these Western capitalist cultures that is so individualistic and it's me, we embrace that and we start to wear that and we forget that we came from wholesome communities that actually looked out for one another. You understand me? That when you're hungry, you can get some food from next door. Because you know that when you know your neighbor is hungry, then you turn around and feed them. That's literally the communities that a lot of us came from. And to come talk about we not send no barrel home. And to come talk about we not go to Western Union for nobody. You know, I've always been an advocate for second and third generation Jamaicans overseas to claim their citizenship. But I feel like a lot of you also are too far removed from the culture and are too far removed from the significance of certain traditions for you to successfully integrate and contribute to that community. So I don't know. Right now, I'm second guessing whether or not that is something that I still support, because too many of you are far removed from the culture that you want to claim.
So this is what it's like to live a foreign and have family back home asking for money and you're not have it. Last year.
Big dirty white girl pussy where you have a sucker foreign, dirty lesbian, bumbo, you check 7 on no. Fire for pussy hole, no. Yeah. And keep your things, cause y'all get fucked. Better live a blood clot for it.
That's what it's like.
This message is for MoneyGram. At this point, I'm convinced I literally just Google how to be a backward business and follow them steps there. Because how else? Why is it that on a location them ever short of money? I'm not talking about no big niche money me I collect, you know. I talk about some little 100 and 200,000 and me have to hop from location to location to find somewhere have enough money. Why is it that on a do not allow people for the self-transfer, but at the same time we don't have an option on the website where say self-transfer? So me do my self-transfer now, go to the location for collect only for here, so me have to cancel it because them now gonna give me the money. So I don't have the option on the website for do it. Explain. Then why is it that now a MoneyGram is different from a Alaska MoneyGram? So now I have to double check to see if it's a Alaska MoneyGram or a MoneyGram me I go to, because otherwise I can't get the money. So the other day now, me got MoneyGram. Mind you, I had to go on 2 separate occasions because them tell me say me have to bring a secondary ID for them scanning of them system so that I can get the money. So anyways, I go back the next day with the secondary ID and whatever, and I'm not even going to mention the amount of attitude where you have to go through when you got in place here, because at this point it's like you come for expect it once you're Jamaica. It's like a job requirement these days. But anyway, she did it with her attitude, and she did on her video call with her little boyfriend, and all her mind said her, so we can't see, you know, because the glass tint. But anyways, she take her sweet little time. I find out to get the money now. I said the money are kind of light. It seemed like something missing. So I go there now, go in a little corner and I check it, and I say, But this forget $46 more. Come my receipts, I'm forget $46 more. And I don't want much money, you know. But at the same time, how the money short, I'm not hear nothing, she not say nothing or whatever. So I go back to the counter and I say, this seem like it's short. She said, oh, I never have no change. Just so. The lady not even tell me, so the money short, you know. I better yet make she give me $50 and ask if me have a little $4 or a $5 change. I even say you can keep the $4. My lady just give me the short money and not even say nothing. So I say them kind of things here. Them things are just not fair one, man. So right now, Western Union, if you want to lead them out of business, just increase the exchange rate. I'm not saying no other reason why people really got MoneyGram.
So there's a video circulating by a young lady, and she's talking about how most of us are no longer going to be sending money back home, and she's basically saying how we're speaking from a point of privilege and how we are losing our sense of community by doing so, in addition to some other points. She turned her stitches off, but I want to share my perspective. The reason why most of us are not going to be sending money back home the way our parents were doing is because the way our parents were doing it was not sustainable. It's not wrong to have a need, but it is not practical to rely on somebody to fund your life. Now, I'll always say this, when it comes to education and like medical needs, I am more than willing to, finance a family member if my finances can accommodate it. When it comes to health and education, I can do it. Particularly education. Why? Because if I'm investing in somebody's education, I know that at a point they will be able to, support themselves and get a job. So the end goal is going to help their own financial freedom. They're not going to remain dependent on me for the rest of their life. But what is happening, and as we've seen from our parents, is that they keep sending money back home to people who are just waiting for our parents' money to be able to live life. That is just not appropriate. And let's think about it even critically. If you were to calculate the money that African parents have been sending back home versus the amount of money they're putting in their own children's education fund to go to college, yeah, crickets. There are certain things that just don't make sense. And I think that this generation of Africans, we're learning, or even immigrants, we're learning how to have boundaries. You cannot give somebody else life at the expense of your own. It's just not going to work. Basically, don't give a man a fish. Teach him how to fish so he can be independent. And I think that's what the scary part is. The people receiving money back home are not interested in becoming financially independent. They are more excited at the prospect of having somebody fund their lifestyle. That is not healthy. And I think that us saying no is completely in our right, because again, you are having African parents sending thousands of dollars back home to family members, yet their own kids they don't even have a college fund for. Talk to any financial advisor and they're going to tell you that you don't have wisdom. You are financially illiterate by doing so. All in all, we are having boundaries, and that is going to annoy the people who want to be dependent on us, and that's not our problem.
To all of the ladies, them will live a foreign. I meet these Jamaican men over social media. What I never see before. All the thing one them do attack on phone. See, you know not about these men. I want to send on hard working money go give these men a Jamaica. Ladies, you have sense. Ladies, stop it. Stop make these men I take on for fool. Because a lot of these men, them I take on for fool. They just want to know say them have a woman, a foreign, where they can beg and go on a story. Use all the kids what they don't have and tell us that them kids sick, them kids need this. I want to believe into them and I give them the money. Enough of them money I use. Because enough of them come and I cry to me and I say, boy, brown lad, you know, say, me meet this man I never see before. I'm a beg me money. Ladies, from the moment the man them a beg on the money, cut them off. Because I know only the money I want, and because they are friend, they want a woman to use. If a man in Jamaica really want to know in a beg on, he just go on in quality time.
So I'm pretty sure by now all of you guys have seen the video with that Jamaican lady complaining of far and out, and she never get to go on a vacation and this and that. And honestly, I feel bad fearing about me tell about some of them old time Jamaican. Yeah, I feel like I feel with generation I break the curse here. Them take all of them money and them send it go Jamaica. Then we live the worstest life of foreign, and them family at Jamaica live the best life. Every week or every bi-week, as the pay drop in a them checking account, them take half it send gang at Jamaica. Everybody had them responsibility, auntie, uncle, cousin, granny, everybody, and them pack 1 million barrel and them look, and I know whatever it is, oh yeah, it's goodness of them art, because them they are foreign and them feel bad for the family, them where they're Jamaican poor. But me tell us something, me see whole heap of people do it and them not get nothing out of it. Nothing at all, them not get out of it. Yeah, people even do it to me too. The people that used to take care of me when me did there Jamaica, I don't even care about them right now. So take your money and you enjoy yourself and put yourself first and live your life first. Because the only reward a good man gets is him got heaven first. That is it.
Not you being big mad because I sent a barrel to Jamaica instead of sending money. What are you guys telling me? I remember back in the day, it used to be such a big thing to send like your family a barrel. And I know that like people that were receiving it, they so appreciate it. And let me tell you, I actually watched this video right here, which I'm going to play for you because she summed it up perfectly.
My mother never ever gets a barrel. Right? My mother always get things out of a barrel. So she used to make statements like, Lord, me can't wait to go off. They could get me name, get my barrel and get name on barrel and whatever, right? It's just a nice feeling. So when I came over here, I was just like, this is something that I had to do. Just so that it can be experienced. I'm going to tell you something. The whole experience of packing the barrel is nice.
Do you see that? It's Christmas time. It's about sending an experience. Yes, you could send money, but then you end up putting it on your power bill or topping up your cell phone. But sending a barrel and just having that experience of receiving something that is like packed up with all sorts of goodies. Like, are you telling me you would say, no, I don't want that? No, I don't want that? Seriously?
If you're Latino and you have family members back in your country, you don't need to feel guilty about not sending them money.
So I don't know who needs to hear this, but don't let your Caribbean parents guilt you into giving your money away. Don't let your Caribbean parents guilt you into giving your money away to people who you don't know. And even if you do know them, they are not entitled to your finances. The lady in the video was speaking specifically to Hispanics, but as a child of a Jamaican mother, I've experienced this and I can speak to it. When I tell you I've been asked for everything from Jordans to laptops, honey, and this is from the age of 20s on upwards. I've literally had family members in Jamaica ask me for the clothes off my back and then get mad at me when I came back downstairs and wouldn't give them the clothes that I was literally wearing. My mother would always guilt me into this, and she would say life in the islands is hard, it's rough, you have to help your family. But literally I would do all of this, she still does it, and she wouldn't even get a thank you. Honey, she would go to Jamaica and she wouldn't even get a free mango. If she wanted a mango, they would buy a whole box of mangoes and she's paying for all of them. I would literally give and give and give, and the giving was never enough. It was never ending. On top of that, the same people that I was giving to would turn around and complain that they wanted something more expensive, something of a higher brand, things along those lines, until finally one day it hit me. I'm not doing this anymore. For me, what I had to realize is that my mom is going to do what she wants to do. She's going to keep giving until she has nothing left to give, and they're going to continue to take. I had to become okay with that. I came to that realization in 2020, and honey, I've never looked back. Set yourself free, and don't let your parents guilt you into giving your way into poverty.
Yeah, TikTok. So I don't know if it's a new trend or what, but I notice that every time I go on remittance service to collect money, there's a particular pattern. So the first thing I notice is that all of the service window them then kind of black out. So you don't know who you're talking to. Now I understand that this probably might be for security purposes, fine, granted. I don't pay that no mind. Now I notice that them don't give change. So for example, I collect 50,000 and $80.16. May I get me $50,000 flat? So you know me being the money grabber, that me not the counter, cause me can't see who they behind there. So me say me see the rest of my money, me not hear the answer. So you know me stand up and wait, cause me a wait for me $80. Me know me not get the 16 cents, cause we don't use cents, but when me $80 there, me hear a little shuffling run at the back. Then me see $50 silver come out. So me I say, what the rest of my money there? Me hear one little voice say, we don't have no change. You see all the stock me say, if me did a send money, me could have come without the $30 to send it. Now for sure how these people don't have no customer service, you know just short my money. I expect them now go notice. So if you purposefully not give everybody then $80, so you not give 10 somebody then $80 to $800, right? And likewise, if you service 100 person for the day and I give them back them $80 to $8,000 gone in your pocket, because I know you not left it in the register. So the long and short of the story, and I come to collect my money, give me all of it. Because the first thing, the person who I send it come give me, them have to pay money if you send it come. And then the Remittance service, them so thief, then I give out the proper exchange rate. So give me every dollar what me supposed to get when I come to collect my money. Oh, I mean, one of them we got turn up at the counter and count my money before me left, because I get for realize some of them get like a thief. Out of order and bright. And for the supermarket, them to well love give people icy mint for change. You know, give me my money, because I can't come there, come give you the dollar bubble gum and sweetie and say, I this me have a me not change. You know, if you stop thief people. Oh.
Dear immigrants, stop sending your money back home for these 3 things. You are being played for a fool. Let me say this loud for the ones in the back. If you are an immigrant working your butt off in a foreign country, do not send your money back home for these 3 things unless you are ready to be disappointed, broke, or both. 1. Building a house. Unless you trust that person with your life, do not send them a dime. They will take your hard-earned cash, build something cheap, half done, or not at all, and swear they did you a favor. You will end up paying the cost of 2 houses for a shock you never asked for. They will build their dream, not yours. 2. Buying a car to run taxi are old for you. Don't. They will run it into the ground. They will use it to hustle, crash it, and then call you for repairs while you are still paying for insurance abroad. You will be the ATM, the mechanic, and the fool. 3. Dating someone back home while living abroad. Unless you have real history, solid plans, and paperwork already in motion, don't do it. You are not their partner. You are their sponsor. You will be funding their lifestyle while they are wrapped up with their actual partner, who doesn't give them a dime. They are spending your money and sleeping in someone else's arms. The truth is, if some people back home can't scam you, they don't want to work for you. You are not family. You are an opportunity. This is the ugly side nobody wants to talk about, but too many of us live it.
Good people, thank you for sticking around and welcome back to my channel. So let us talk about these friendly ghosts eating our diaspora brothers and sisters. Right now, thousands of Jamaicans, Nigerians, and Ghanaians and Caribbean migrants, as we speak, and this is the truth, they are regretting sending money back home to their countries. Why? Because they feel like some people are extorting money from them. Because the problem is not generosity, it is the guilt, the betrayal, and the system that tells you you have to go broke for people who cannot even help themselves. Okay, so as we discuss this thing, I want you guys to be open-minded and let us discuss it together. And I want you people to tell me your experiences down below in the comment section. Let's talk about the remittances, money sent from diaspora back home. Amount to billions of dollars every single year. You're talking about Nigeria alone receiving over 20 billion US dollars annually. Jamaica, Ghana, Trinidad, Kenya, the numbers are just staggering. And behind every wire transfer, it is a story. A mother in London working 3 jobs, a father in Toronto who hasn't been home in 15 years, a young graduate in New York still paying off student loans, but somehow finding money to send to cousins, aunties, uncles, people they barely even know. Our parents' generations built this system. They sacrificed everything. They lived the worstest life of foreign. Their words, not mine, by the way. So that people back home they could have the best life. They took on the butt of almost everyone granny, auntie, uncle, cousin, like everyone, and we inherited that burden of sending money back home. But here's the thing nobody prepared you for. You guys were saying, but the system was never sustainable. And now this generation is waking up to the cost, not just financially, but emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Let us start with the heartbreaking, the heartbreak that caused the deepest betrayal. You send 500 euros for school fees. You check in a month later, oh, we use it for the light bill. Okay, fine, life happens. You send another 300 euros. The phone needed fixing. Another 400 euros. Cousin needed help with rent. And then, one day, you see the Instagram post. The party, the new phone, the outfit that cost more than your weekly grocery budget. That's when it hits you. You've been played. And it's not just about the money. It's the sacrifice behind the money. Every pound, every dollar represents hours of your life you will never get back. It's the meal you skipped, the jacket you didn't buy because winter was rough, but you had to send a liquid something. One woman told a story online. She sent money to build her retirement home in Jamaica. For 10 years, she wired funds faithfully. She finally flew back home to see nothing, just a plot of land and a cousin with a brand new car. That kind of betrayal doesn't just break, it breaks you. But here's the thing that makes it worse: the guilt. Because even when you know you're being used, even when you've caught people in lies, even when your bank account is crying for mercy, there is that voice. Life in the islands is hard, it's rough. You have to help your family. And if you dare to say no, if you dare to set a boundary, oh, so you foreign now, you forget where you come from, you think you're too good for us. That's what people will tell you back from the island. Let me tell you something. That guilt is generational. Our parents were raised in a system where the community invested in one person's success. Paid the visa fees, bought the plane ticket, sent them abroad with one single understanding. When you make it, you turn around and help us. And that system worked when migration was rare, when one person abroad could genuinely change a family's trajectory. But now, as we speak, when half the family is abroad, when the cost of living in London, Toronto, New York is eating people alive, when you're barely surviving yourself, the system is broken, but the guilt remains. And that guilt is weaponized. It is used to drain you dry. It is used to make you prioritize everyone else's comfort over your own survival. I've seen it. African parents sending thousands back home while their own children in America don't have college funds. Caribbean migrants working themselves into depression, loneliness, and burnout just to prove they haven't forgotten back home. Financial advisors, they'll call it financially illiteracy. I'll call it what it is: emotional abuse dressed up as love. And here's the philosophical question nobody wants to ask: are we actually helping, or are we enabling? Because when you fund someone's entire lifestyle, rent, food, phone bill, everything, what incentive do they have to become independent? The truth is, many people back home are not interested in becoming financially independent. They are more excited at the prospect of having somebody fund their lifestyle. And that's not love, that's not community, that's dependency trap. Now, let me be clear. I'm not talking about helping someone through a genuine crisis. If someone needs money to eat, to keep a roof over their head for a month, to get life-saving medical care, that's different. That's compassion. But funding someone's lifestyle indefinitely, paying for parties, new phones, designer clothes, while you're eating ramen and working double shifts, that's not help. That's hostage. It's a hostage situation. And the worst part, the demands never stop. The giving is never enough. You send 100 euros, they ask for 200 euros. You send a phone, they want the latest model. You send a barrel full of goods, they complain about the brands. I need to get personal for a second. Okay, I have watched people I love destroy themselves, trying to be the good child, the good relative. I've watched brilliance dim because all the light was being poured into a bottomless pit. And I've watched our generation start to say, enough. Not because we are selfish, not because we've lost our sense of community or become too westernized, but because we've realized something our parents' generation couldn't afford to realize. You can't give somebody else life at the expense of your own. There is an old saying, do not give a man fish, teach him how to fish. But we've been giving fish for decades and nobody's learning how to fish, because why will they when the fish just keeps on coming? Here's the truth that sits heavy in the chest of every diaspora child who's ever sent money home. They'll feel like they're never enough, never good enough, never giving enough, never sacrificing enough. And that feeling, that shame, that guilt, that exhaustion, it follows them everywhere they go. It sits with them during their lunch breaks, it keeps them up at night, it makes them question their worth. But let me tell you what I've learned. The people who genuinely love you will never want you to suffer for them. Real love doesn't demand sacrifice until there is nothing left. Real love doesn't guilt you into poverty. Real love doesn't treat you like an ATM with a heartbeat. And if the only way people back home can survive is by bleeding you dry, then the system is not working for anybody. So what's the solution? Boundaries. Hard, clear, unapologetic boundaries. Here's what sustainable help looks like. Number one, just fund education. If someone's going to school and the investment leads to their financial freedom, that's sustainable. That's teaching someone to fish. Number two, send barrels, not cash. When you control what's sent, you ensure it goes to necessities. One barrel can save a family 6 months on groceries. That's direct impact. Number three, help emergencies, not lifestyles. There is a difference between saving someone's life and funding their comfort. Number four, the last one, invest in yourself first. Set up your own children's college fund. Build your own retirement. Secure your own oxygen mask before helping others. Because here's what our parents' generation didn't tell us. Helping everyone else while neglecting yourself is not normal. It is self-destruction. In our generation, we are breaking that curse. We are choosing to set ourselves free, to live our own lives, to build our own futures. Not because we don't care, but because we care enough about ourselves to survive. So when you hear a migrant say they regret sending money back home, don't judge them too quickly. It's not greed, it's exhaustion. It's not selfishness, it's survival. Because sometimes helping everyone else means you can't even help yourself. And that's the silent truth behind remittances. It's love, yes, but it's also pain. It's guilt, it's betrayal. It is a system that was never built to last. If you ever sent money home and regretted it, drop your story in the comments. I want to hear from you, because this conversation needs to be heard. We need to tell people what is happening out there. And remember, you don't have to go broke to prove that you care. Guys, I'm the Bantu Merchant, and I want you, my people, to set yourselves free. I hope to see you in the next one.